You wouldn't believe it, but on a 15 minutes time frame, Bitcoin is in a greed mode. If we are about to dump towards $82,000, $1.6 billion will be liquidated. Are the over-leveraged crypto noobs about to be punished again? Let's analyze. Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is Salman from My Crypto Paradise, and you remember from the previous video our trading tactic was absolutely clear. I told you right here, if we are about to push higher, we will just increase our short portfolio exposure, and if we are about to take over this liquidity pool below us, we will take more profits. And with Paradise Family VIPs, we have done the latter absolutely perfectly. As you can see, this is one of our short trades that we have been opening when everybody else was buying. This is a beautiful trade. Let's have a look at that. And as we have been taking the pools below us, you can see that we have just taken our target free and we have fully closed our full trade at the market price. Take a look at that. Tight stop loss, beautiful sell targets. Most of the traders, if they would be once in their life correct on any trade, they see a little bit profit and they start to take profits right here or even right here. But this is the path to failure, ladies and gentlemen. What you need to do, you need to let your winners ride so you can maximize your profitability. That is why professional traders place their sell targets or exit targets as wide as possible and having invalidation levels, if they are wrong, as tight as possible. This is the only way how you can be long-term profitable. So we have taken profits when the market makers have been liquidating the over-leveraged long positions, and right after that we have started to recover. So take a look exactly at our targets right here. Basically, we have been predicting all of this since February 7th. All of these targets have been predetermined beforehand just because we are using the technical analysis that is to most of the market participants hidden, and we understand the psychology of the people so we can understand where they will be having their stop losses and where the price is going to have a reversals. Afterwards, we have started to rise to the upside back to our $85,000 resistance, and the question is what's gonna happen next. So you know that since $105,000, basically I've been updating this idea with you since few months ago. For example, this video where I told you that actually on the bumps to the upsides, the market makers, the whales, are secretly distributing Bitcoin. We already, when the Bitcoin price was at $105,000, been predicting that the Bitcoin will afterwards move towards $77,000 and then towards $44,000. That was our plan since 1 month ago, and the plan never changed. Right now, as you can see on a weekly time frame, this is ultra high time frame analysis for us. You can see that for the first time since the beginning of forming the ending diagonal here at the fifth of the fifth waves, when the impulse from $19,500 was finished, we will probably close our weekly candle below this important $93,000 that was previously working as a tough support, and it will be turning into a resistance. And maybe we will also close the weekly below this moving average trend line that is sitting at around $90,000. Ladies and gentlemen, I've already changed the color from the green into a red because I do believe we will close the weekly candle that is closing in 1 day 6 hours below this $93,000 mark, and that will basically start changing the trend, okay, and will increase the probabilities that yes, we will finish this deep correction at $44,000. Nobody believed us that we are about to go there when we have been calling since $105,000, $109,000, and probably nobody is believing us here as well. But you remember that if you have been around, we have been calling the bottom at $19,500. Nobody thought that's possible neither, right? Hence we have started the nice impulse to the upside, and most of the people started to buy right here, and we have been informing you about that. We have told you whales are distributing. Who is buying right now is the crypto noobs, is the retail that's just hoping for the moon, right? The moon will come, ladies and gentlemen, but most of the people will not be in the train when that starts to happen. And I do believe that once we reach that $44,000 mark, lots of people will be scared for their lives and they will be exiting the trains, and that will be the time when we actually start the new impulse towards $240,000. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the strategy, this is the macro strategy. The ultra high time frame strategy is to reach $44,000, and you know that we have been updating you about this strategy since 1 to 2 months ago, right? And because of we are having this strategy, we can tacticize better. That's why how we can with Paradise Family VIPs making such a beautiful trades. This is just one of our short positions, right? But it's just about having strategy. As a professional trader, if you don't have a strategy, then your strategy is to fail. And then once you have a strategy, you need to be playing tactics on a daily basis, right? And again, if you don't have a tactics, you are just playing emotional game and you are no better than a gambler in Las Vegas, right? But I want you to be better. That's why I'm recording these videos for you, Paradisers, and it's always makes me happy when I get a beautiful messages from you that you have absolutely changed your trading game thanks to this. So in my opinion, we are starting a deep correction, ladies and gentlemen, and we are in this first wave of a zigzag. I do believe that after that impulse, we are starting the ABC pattern, deep correction that will take us towards $44,000. Sometimes it doesn't need to be just a simple zigzag, sometimes it can be a double zigzag, triple zigzag, but we believe that it will be a simple zigzag. And by analyzing the first motive mode actionary A wave, because we are diving deep into the motive mode A wave that subdivides itself into either another impulse or sometimes also can be made out of leading diagonal, but I do believe we are forming an impulse, and that's why I do believe that we are on a great path of just having a simple zigzag towards $44,000. And why do I believe that we are forming an impulse? Well, because I am zooming in into lower time frames and I'm calculating the subwaves, and I do believe actually that this A wave might be already finishing and we are about to have a small pullback to the upside in a few weeks. And let me explain to you why. For that, let's zoom in into our daily time frame. This is a high time frame analysis for us. And you remember from the previous videos, I have been informing you about this impulsive movement that subdivides itself into 5 waves, right? And it will end up at around $77,000 to $75,000. And I told you, I'm really looking forward to this $80,000. Ladies and gentlemen, I have put there this horizontal green line, and as you can see, we have retested that just perfectly. And if you zoom in a little bit, you can actually see the candlestick pattern we are forming right here. We have formed a beautiful bullish hammer candlestick pattern. Let me show you what I mean. If you are in our MCP University, which is free, you are being educated as nobody is in this market, and you know exactly what I'm talking about when I'm showing you this bullish hammer candlestick pattern, because this pattern is actually always forming at the lows after a downtrend and actually giving you a high probability setup for an upcoming reversal. But of course, there are few rules that it needs to respect in order for the reversal to really happen. This is only probability, not a certainty. And as a professional trader, if you want to be long-term profitable, you need to apply strategies and tactics in your trading systems. That means, because we understand the dynamics of the markets recently, after we have predicted all the moves in the ending diagonal, up, down, I've told you all of that, right? You remember from the previous video, you remember I've shared with you that once the Bitcoin was at this price, we already knew this is going to be the next stop, this is going to be the next stop, then we will go here, then we will have a truncated fifth wave, and after that the ending diagonal is going to be finished and we start to break down, and everything happened. And why we could predict that so accurately is just because we have a better information than other traders, okay? It's all about skill, experience, and better information. And now the information is open for you as well on our website, mycryptoparadise.com. You have a free access to our MCP University. So make sure that you are not missing on this, because it will absolutely change your game. And I'm serious about it. I really do believe that with a better education, you can beat 99% of other traders. So right now the question is, from this impulse that has 5 waves, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is this third wave already finished? And are we about to have a pullback towards $91,000 to $93,000? To create some more higher probabilities assumptions, we need to zoom in into this wave and calculate the subwaves, because you understand that from the Elliott wave theory, the third wave is subdividing itself into 5 smaller waves. Sometimes it's even more, because sometimes it can be extended, right? So sometimes the third smaller wave can subdivide itself into another impulse. So the calculations are a little bit more difficult, but not for you, because you are being educated by the best traders in the game in MCP Free University. So to calculate the subwaves, we need to zoom in, right? And we will zoom in into our medium time frame. This is 4-hour time frame for us. That means each candle represents 4-hour trading activity. And we can actually start analyzing the waves right now. This was our first wave, impulse, corrective, second wave, and now it's becoming a little bit tricky, right? Either this was the third wave, then we had the fourth wave, and right now we are having a fifth wave that itself is taking a place of an ending diagonal, okay? And what I mean by that is that sometimes the fifth waves of an impulse can take a place of ending diagonal, can subdivide itself into ending diagonal. So because the fifth wave is a motive mode wave from the impulse, it can either be an impulse itself or ending diagonal, okay? So if it's an ending diagonal, if this was the third wave, this was the fourth wave, and we are right now forming the fifth wave, it means that the ending diagonal needs to complete in 5 waves, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, and there will be one more, okay? And either it can be truncated because it's ending diagonal, or it can be a bigger one than the third wave, all right? That means we would finish at around that $77,000, maybe even lower right here. But I do believe because this support zone is really strong, we also have the Fibonacci retracement sequence right here by actually analyzing this price action of this wave right here. So this is very tough. This is very tough demand, and I do believe that it might hold, all right? That's why there would be a great call to think that the wave is going to be truncated and we will move like this, and that will complete the ending diagonal, okay? It will not be the contracted ending diagonal, it will be actually expanding one, because if you take a look at the trend lines, they are actually going from each other, so that means they are expanding, right? So it's a bit rare pattern, okay, with a lower rate of happening in the market, but it's very much possible. The second scenario that is also possible at the current situation is that we are actually already formed the fifth wave right here, and we are starting ABC zigzag or some other corrective mode pattern that will also take us towards that $90,000 to $93,000 resistance as a retest. How? Because I'm calculating the subwaves one more time, and this time we actually put the third wave down here, okay? So this will not be the fourth wave, this is going to be just a fourth wave of the third wave, of the third wave subwaves, yeah? So if I would zoom in on a lower time frame, it would basically look like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? You know that the third wave is subdividing itself because it's a motive mode wave into 5 smaller waves. So this might be the third wave, that means this would be the fourth wave, and this right here will be the fifth wave, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that would mean that we are starting corrective mode to the upside, and that means we are already in the high time frame fourth wave, right? That will take us towards the $90,000 to $93,000 resistance as a retest. But either way, we don't care, right? Because our strategy is to just look for short probabilities, short opportunities. So either way, if we are just finishing the fifth wave or we are actually starting a zigzag wave to the upside, we will probably have a retest of this 0.618 Fibonacci retracement level, because we also want to liquidate these over leveraged long positions before we go up, right? So we will have the retest, and then we will start to go to the upside. If the fifth wave would finish right here, and then we would have some ABC, so it would be pretty much similar, right? But because we are not playing on a long side right now, because because of the dynamics of the current market situation. The better, higher probability trade setups will be on a short side right now. That's where the most of the money will be made. So we are really focused on seeing a retest right here of the $90,000 to $93,000, and this will provide us with a beautiful, wonderful, absolutely amazing short-in opportunities. Why? Because we care about risk reward, not like everybody else just emotionally getting in and out of the positions based on how they feel at the moment, in panic or in greed, in fear, whatever. We are playing it systematically, right? So we are patiently waiting to be retested right here, and basically after that we can place our stop loss very tight, probably above this second wave right here. And then we know that we are about to dump lower towards that $75,000, so we can place our sell target much far away from the entry than our stop loss will be. And then really depends on just what kind of trader are you, what was your results in the previous trades. If you want to be more aggressive, you can just place it right here, a bit more aggressive. If you are more defensive, right here, then you are just controlling the risk, right, based on your past performance and based on your current tactic. So that's about it, ladies and gentlemen. This is on a medium time frame what we are looking at. Obviously, once we start going here, we will not just blindly set up a short position. We will be waiting for confirmations. Always wait for confirmations. So once we are right here at this resistance, and I do think that the price action will be looking something like this, bank, retest, and then we will go to the upside right here. So I do believe this might be it. This might be the price action, right? We will retest right here, and then we will go right here, or we can go like higher right here, then retest right here and right here. It doesn't really matter, right? Because we are not looking for long positions right now. We are looking for short positions. So once we are at this resistance, we will be very interested in a short trade, but we will not be just blindly executing a short positions. We will be waiting for confirmations. So we want to see a run to the upside on a low volume. We want to see bearish divergences on a multiple oscillators. We are having stochastic, classic RSI, and MACD indicator as well. We want to see some great confirmations from the bearish side. Then we will be taking a look what the whales are doing, what's happening on the on-chain, just confirming the sentiment. Right now, speaking about the sentiment, we can see that we are very bearish in terms of social media. The sentiment is not that good. We are actually at zero, right? You have not that seen for a long time, did you? All the social platforms, Twitter, Reddit, Bitcoin Talk, our AI agent is watching, is at zero, which is exactly what we have wanted, right? I've told you in the previous video. I also want to see the Bitcoin Talk to go down. So this would be a great time to actually surprise some medium time frame traders, go to the upside, just re-encourage this bullish sentiment, this kind of like, it was just a pullback, we are going to the moon, you know, and basically it will provide the whales with a great enough liquidity, so then they can start the fifth wave of the high time frame impulse. It is also confirming the USDT dominance. You remember that the USDT dominance we have been predicting from around 3 weeks ago. Right here I told you we are bearish on Bitcoin, but we are really bullish on USDT dominance. So I told you we are about to start pushing towards these resistances, towards this resistance. As you can see, voila, we are right now absolutely there, right? Around like 30% higher. This is amazing. I have also already turned this into a greenish color because this will be acting as a support. It was already reclaimed previously. It was resistance. Now we have reclaimed it and it will be acting as a support. And just very quickly, you also remember from the previous videos, I have been actually analyzing this movement of USDT dominance. And if the USDT dominance is bullish, that means the money is flowing from the crypto market into USDT. That means crypto market is bearish, basically. Just another confirmations that is giving us better, higher probability trade possibilities. So right now, if we calculate the Elliott wave right here, we can see that we have finished two waves from a new impulse after the bearish trend, right? A new impulse to the upside, and right now we are in a third wave. And you know that the third wave itself is subdividing itself into 5 smaller waves, right? right? And I do believe this is a pretty solid time because we have retested the 0.618 Fibonacci retracement level to start creating the second wave before we start the next third wave. And by retesting, we will retest also the previous resistance, we will retest the demand zone that was created right here at these levels, and it will work perfectly with the Bitcoin situation right now, where we are expecting a little pullback higher, right? So as Bitcoin goes a little bit higher, USDT dominance will retest this support, right? Bitcoin will be at this time at resistance right here, USDT dominance will be at support, well, and then the rest is already very clear what's gonna happen next. So yeah, we will be taking a look also before we start taking more short portfolio exposure. We have like strategy in which we are executing our trades, right? So we will be waiting for multiple confirmations, and another confirmation that I'm sharing here with you is also looking for the USDT dominance that is being overbought while being on the path of a retest of this support zones. I will be looking for some bullish divergences on this index, and I will be just with ParadiseTeam gathering more information on the price action that will actually support the bias that yeah, we are bullish, we are about to expand higher back again. So yeah, this is our plan right now. Paradisers, thank you for watching. If you have completely not hated this video and you have finished watching until now, you don't need to, but consider smashing the like button and subscribing so the YouTube algorithm knows that you didn't hate this video, and I will see you again on Tuesday. Cheers.